lesson Fort-Ike. In this video, I discuss how to help children uphold honesty. Honesty is being truthful to what you say and do. One's level of honesty can be measured by what you say and what you did not say. It includes your actions. Let me give you an example. Let's say you are reporting a situation and you did not mention the part you partook in that situation. You are not being honest. That is dishonesty. Let me give you in a scenario where such can happen. Let's say you use a foul language on someone and the person gave you a slap. So while reporting the situation, you did not mention that you used foul language on the person. You just mentioned that the person gave you a slap. That is being dishonest. That's not saying the complete truth, and that is not honesty. So I think honesty is an important virtue to inculcate in our children in a society where such virtue is hard to find. You might be wondering, so how do I teach children to be honest? There are a few tips that I want to give to them that will help you and help your children. The first one I would say is that in a classroom or at home, make honesty part of your ground rules. If it's a class, part of your rules in the home, or at home, make it part of your family values. So what you do, you explain to the children that you appreciate honesty and you tell them the meaning of honesty. You let them know that honesty is being truthful at all times. That honesty is playing according to the rules. Honesty is not exaggerating facts. So you explain what it means to exaggerate the facts, what it means to exaggerate a situation. That is not honesty. That if you want to display honesty, you must say it the way it happened. Honesty is accepting when you are wrong. That is the first step to teaching children honesty. They must understand what it means to be honest and what it means to be dishonest. So after let this meaning sink into them, you do it from time to time. If it's in a class and you want to use it for that month, you say it every morning in circle time. Then at home, as you deal with them daily, you let them know what honesty is and what honesty is not. The next step is that you let them know that you value honesty. That means you appreciate honesty as a teacher or as a parent, that honesty is valued by you. How do you do that? You let them know, you say it with what you explain to them, and you do it with your actions. So let me say, for instance, now you made a rule, or there's a rule in the home or in the classroom that if you do so and so, this is the consequence to go with that rule when you break that rule. So let's say a child broke the rule, you were not there, then you asked who broke this rule, and the child admitted that he or she broke the rule. So instead of giving the whole consequence for that rule that they broke, you have to make it minder, especially for the very young ones. You make it minder. So let me say, for instance, the consequence of hitting somebody is you miss going out for 2 days. You won't go out for to use the swing or to swim. So you say, because you were honest, because you said the truth, you will just miss for 1 day. So you are making it minder. Then you tell the children, that the older ones, that even if it is, you know that it's going to require punishment, you are going to partake of these consequences, you should be bold to say the truth, no matter what. By doing that, you are strengthening your character and you are upholding your values. Another way you can make them know that you value honesty is that whenever you see that they display the virtue of honesty, commend them. Oh, I appreciated that you said the truth. I appreciated that you were honest. You let them know. Well done for that. I love that you said the truth. I love that you didn't try to paint it. So you mention it to them. That's another way to let them know that you value honesty. The next thing you can do is that you ought to model honesty. If you want your children to uphold honesty, if you want them to display the virtue of honesty, you must be one. You must be honest before them and around them. You must speak the truth around them, and you must speak the truth to them. Let me give you an example, a particular example that I've seen. Maybe a child is saying, I want to go out with you. Instead of saying, sorry, you can't go out with me, so you go and get your slippers. Before the child comes back, you have gone. You have displayed the wrong virtue. I'm sure you're trying to tell a child that you can be dishonest. Or you tell a child, now whenever so and so come ask after me, say I'm not around, don't say this and say that. That is not being honest. You must display honesty before the children, or in a class, or at home. Said it's okay if you do so and so. This is what I will give you so and so. I will get so and so for you. Then you the next day the person did that, you didn't get it. That's not being honest. That's a practical way to teach them to be dishonest. So you must keep to your promises. You must keep to your word. Don't try to turn things around them, because they are seeing everything that you are doing. Another interesting way that you can teach children to be honest is that you must let them know that honesty is not being mean. Honesty is not being rude. That honesty must be mixed with compassion. Because I found out that children can be very, very blunt. You've told them to always speak the truth, to always say the way it is. So they will want to be truthful and just say it in a rude way, or in a not so compassionate way. So you must let them know that honesty is saying the truth in love. Because I just hear a child saying that, but mommy, there's an offensive smell coming from her mouth or coming from her clothes. That's why I told her that. Yeah, that's true. And you are being honest. However, you must mix it with compassion. You must mix it with love. Instead of just telling her that, oh, you're smelling, go and have your bath. You can just say, you can excuse her from the group and tell her that, I think you should go and have your bath and change your top or brush your teeth. That is children. So you must let them know that being honest is not being rude, it's not being mean. Then the last thing I want to say is that point out the root cause. If you find out that children have the habit of, or a child have the habit of saying what is not true, telling a lie, or being dishonest, you must find out the root cause, because there are various reasons why children being dishonest, why they don't say the truth, ranging from bragging, wide imagination, and them avoiding consequences for their actions. So once you know the root cause, you'll be able to address it from the root, and you will get solutions faster. So let's say, for instance, now the child is being dishonest, or you notice that the child has the habit of saying what is not true. You find out that it's because the child wants to brag. What you need to do, you find out, why would the child want to brag? Is it that the child is having low self-esteem, or the child wants attention? If the child wants attention, you know how to help the child manage that it will not be excess to give the child the required attention per time. So once you find out that it's because of low self-esteem, what you need to do, you encourage the child to engage in activities or skill that can boost its esteem. With this, you will help the child overcome this habit of saying what is not true. Then what if you find that it's from wild imagination? Because children below 5 years, they have wild imagination, and they find it difficult to differentiate between fantasy and reality. So sometimes they say what they think, what they're thinking in their mind, they just say it out. You'll not be asking them, is it true? Did this thing really happen? They'll tell you, yes, it happened. So you try to understand that, try to find out if it's from that kind of imagination. What you say, how you respond to such, you say, whoa, I know you are thinking again. Is this for me, or is your thinking? Did it really happen, or you're just thinking it in your mind? You are wishing it happens. The child will say, oh, I'm wishing it happens. I'm just creating it in my mind. I'm just happening, like you say, okay, next time you say, I wish so and so can happen, or I wish I can do this. Not saying that I can do that. So you help them manage it with time. As they come with their wild imagination, you help them manage it, you help them rephrase it the way they can say it. I wish so and so can happen, or I'm thinking I can do this, I can do that. With time, they'll be able to differentiate their thought from reality, from what has really happened. Then the last one, I find out that is because they want to avoid the consequences for their misbehavior. What I would say is that you still have to address it, but you must address it in a calm tone. So I would say practice talking in a low voice, in a calm voice. Let them not see that you want to punish them, because they are afraid already that they will be yelling, they will be punishing. So that's why they are saying what is not true. They are being dishonest. So as a teacher, as a parent, you understood that. So what you will practice? Notice I say practice, because initially it might not come as easy as I'm saying it now. So but you have to practice to talk in a calm tone and focus on the solution. Focus on correcting the mistake. What is the solution to the problem? Okay, now what is the solution to this action that I've done? So you look for the focus on the solution than focusing on punishing the child. Then avoidance, of course, if you think that the reason why they are saying what is not true is because they want to avoid consequences, another thing you can do is that I would say avoid asking questions you already know. Instead of saying that, did you take his pencil? You can just say, why did you take his pencil? Because you already know that he took the pencil, except you are not sure. Then you cannot ask. Or have you tidied up your room? Or when did you tidy up your room? You know that the child, you said you must tidy up between 1 and 2, and you tidy up by 4, and the person. But instead of saying that, when did you tidy up your room, or did you tidy up your room, you will not say, it's like you tidy up your room by 1:30. Why did you do that? So you avoid asking questions you already know the answer. Did you hit your sister? No, that's not the right person to ask. Why did you hit your sister? You see her crying, coming. Or did you hit your friend? You see complain to you that you say, like, why did you hit your friend? So you will help them not to say what is not true. You help them to be honest. So I hit him because, so they don't have the provision to lie, to say, no, I did not hit, or I tidy up my resources. So you ask direct questions so that they can give you the reason why they did what they are asking if you did not. I believe that you've gotten 1 or 2 points to help your children to nurture the virtue of honesty. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share with your family and